Yeah. Here we go. There you go.
Yo,
What's up, man?
what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I don't know what happened just now.
I don't know. I couldn't hear you for a second. It was like I heard you say something like you were going to try to let me join, and like it took a minute.
Yeah, what's up? You doing all right?
Yeah, what's up, man? How you
Yeah.
been?
Well, for one, man, welcome to What's Better Than Real Convos. I'm your host, Keven Busby, and today I got a special guest. Um, for the conversations we had, man, I just know you real down to earth like me.
Well,
So
I appreciate it, keeping a look. I would see your breakdowns of our episodes of our bra episodes, and always had me dying hilarious. Like it was concise to the point and super funny. So I like what you brought to the table. You know what I mean?
appreciate it, man. But okay, we about to start. But look, so I got Mahdi Cocci in the building, one of the realest, one of the realest that I know, honestly. Like when I asked you to be on here, bro, like it was so genuine. Like we exchanged numbers, like that's real to me, and like I really appreciate that, like from the bottom of my heart, because you ain't have to do this at all.
No, I appreciate it, man. Listen, it's always good to just get a chance to have a conversation. Like you said, real conversations, nothing better than that.
Yeah, real conversation. So like, what you be doing, bro? Like how you be getting ready for like these roles and stuff. Like, what's the whole process? I want to know the whole process, like from the auditioning to the when you book it, how you know what I'm saying? You get in the gym to get ready or what?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's part of it, obviously. I think that like, everything kind of connects. I've heard people say like that your challenges in life will always mirror your challenges as an actor. So, if you're dealing with some kind of, emotional issues, like it's gonna bleed over into your work, or if you're, feeling kind of stingy, that's gonna bleed over into your work and all this kind of stuff. So, from the time you get the audition, you just want to. At least I'll go through my process a little bit, right? So, your reps will send it to you, agent, manager, whatnot, and then you want to take some time to absorb the sides. If you get the whole script, even better. But work on the part, connect to it, make it real, create the circumstances excuse me, imaginatively with your imagination, and then just kind of have some fun playing. And it's going to be important if you have somebody to work with. Most auditions are taped, so I like to work with a good buddy of mine who I always do my almost always do my auditions with, and that way you kind of have somebody to bounce it off of, somebody to like be creative with, and come up with ideas and stuff. So yeah, it's one of those things that you just have to kind of find it in you, and then just have fun. I mean, you do a lot of work on it, and then you can have more fun with it.
Yeah, it look like y'all have so much fun on like the brush set, like for real. It look like y'all have a
That said,
lot
it's
of
so
fun.
much fun.
It look like y'all have. I'm like, man, that look like it seemed like real life.
Bro, and that's what, like, I guess, sometimes you get lucky. Obviously, like with that situation, we didn't know each other before we all booked the show, but we've become like lifelong friends, and just had a great time. Everybody was there for the same reason. Nobody put their egos first. Everybody kind of like put the work first, and just try to create something. It was a great time.
Yeah, man, I fell in love with the show when I first seen it. I was like, oh, I got to review these. Like I have to. Like it was like mandatory. I was like, I got to review these. Like, is it a lot of improv that go in it, or it's like straight scripted?
There's some like the script, I guess, is, we obviously have the script. You gotta kind of work on that. But the cool thing is, Tyler Perry allows us to have like some license to just make it your own, so especially somebody like a Barry Brewer, who's a great stand-up
Yeah.
comic, and improvisational artist. So he's able to like, really make a lot of funny moments, right? So, but everybody kind of has our moments. So it's fun when there's some improvisation included in it.
Or yeah, it seemed like it's real fun, man. Like how did you even come about getting that role though?
So initially I actually got the opportunity to audition for three of the lead. There was four lead parts, and I got invited to audition for three of the lead parts. So I was excited, like, oh wow, this is great. You know, we just like
Yeah.
opportunities. So I was like, "This is
Yep.
opportunity. It's good." Um, and you know, I went in and did them to the best of my ability, and then I got word that there was going to be a callback, and the callback was in L.A. I was living in Atlanta, and the callback was in L.A. Um, in person with like Tyler Perry himself. So then they're like, "This is what you got happening. Um, they're going to let you know." And I was like, "Which part?" My agent was like, "I don't even know. We're gonna wait for the information. I'm not sure which one they're calling you back for." So got the call back, and that was exciting to me because I'd never been like flown anywhere just to audition for something, you know, like so, you know, the Tyler Perry Studios bought the ticket and the hotel, and I'm in LA, like, it's exciting, you know. And then I was auditioning for uh uh Bill, actually. So that first callback, it was Bill, and it's funny because Monty Washington, who's a great friend of mine, fantastic dude, he was also auditioning for Bill, and I didn't know him, but like his name's Monty, mine's Mahdi, so it was real
Oh,
close. So like
uh,
Monty, and we're both looking up like, oh, wait, which one, you
yeah,
know? So, and I peeked him out, I saw him, and I was like, this looks like a cool dude. Like you got a good look, like you know, you try not to be too much sizing up the competition, if you want to call it competition, but like you know, you can kind of just pay
yeah,
respect. So I saw him, I was
yeah.
like,
It's
that dude
mandatory.
looks.
It's
Yeah.
mandatory. Well, not
Yeah, so I saw him. I was like,
mandatory,
"This
but it's
dude looks
mandatory
cool."
for like real ones to recognize the competition.
Right, right. So I saw him like, "Yo, this dude looks cool," you know. And um, ultimately, he then there was like at the end of the callback, there was like I guess they said if you say to go home, go home. If we say to stay, stay. And they do the disclaimer like, "Hey, if we tell you to go home, it doesn't mean you didn't necessarily book. If we tell you to stay, it doesn't mean you booked." But you kind of know, like getting sent home is like the death sentence. You know what I mean? You know, you don't really want that. So we were there, and you know, Monty had actually already left. He took a Uber. Like, he was like left the callback, the you know where we were, and then they wanted him to stay, so they had to like call his agent. He was telling me because I saw him at the end of the callback, and like they called his agent, told him, so he had to like turn around the Uber, like come back and just stick around. For me, it was like I had a friend that was going to be driving to San Diego that day, so I was going to go to San Diego with him for like it's a buddy's Navy retirement, and I'm kind of like, I'm here for as long as they want me because I want to book, but at the same time, if I can go, then like we got to drive. We got a couple hour drive ahead of us to San Diego. So I asked, I was like, "Hey, can I go?" They're like, we're not sure. We'll let you know." And they came over and like, "Okay, you can go." And inside, I'm like, "Oh man, you know." But it's like, "All right, cool." So I literally start leaving. I was gonna go back up to. It was in the hotel. It was in the ballroom of the hotel. I was gonna go back up to my room, and as I was heading back up to my room, like the casting assistant chased after me. He's like, "Oh no, no, wait, no, you can stay." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like played it off cool, but I was like super excited inside. And then yeah, and then so at the end of the day, it was like a few of these guys with Monty was there, Barry was there, Philip who plays Mike. Like we were all there, and there was a few other people too, because it wasn't exactly the guys who were going to book. So we're in the final. You could tell because there's only a few people left. So it was like this looks pretty good, but there's still more people than there are parts. So we'll see what happens. And then I waited a week. I was back in Atlanta, like nervous and no word. And then finally I get a call or a text from my agent like, "Hey, they want you back in LA for another callback tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay." So I flew back out there, and there's a whole group of new people. I
Oh
was like, "Who
wow.
are all these people?" So some of the same people were from before, were all the same people, but then there was like a bunch of new actors as well. And then it was a similar thing. It was like, if we say to leave, leave. If we say stay, stay. And again, I stayed, and like, the guy. This was like the time that it was a little more official. So it was like I stayed, Monty stayed, Barry stayed, Philip stayed, and and we still wasn't official until like the next day. And then The next day, because I flew back that night, and then the next day I'm back in Atlanta. My agent calls me. He's like, "Hey man, you still in LA?" And I'm like, "No, no, no." He's like, "Oh, they want you back." I'm like, "I can go back. It's whatever." And he's like, "Nah, I'm just playing. You booked." So
So you
it was
can't be
like
playing like that. You can't be playing
he
like that.
I think when people know how on edge you are, like how much, you want something, it's fun. And I appreciate it too, because it releases some of the tension,
Mhm.
like our humanness we have, like,
Yeah,
sometimes we need things in life, comedy, humor, whatever, to just like ease that up. So at the time I didn't know the magnitude of what the role even meant, but I was just happy to book. And then obviously once, once we started and I got to meet the guys and we got to start filming, it was just a wonderful experience.
yeah. Like it'd be like a whole lot of people like for the audition. Like how many people do you really think be there for the auditions?
I mean,
Well, for
initial
that one.
uh, the initial audition, I'm not sure. Like that was in person as well, but they did it in so many cities, right? Because the initial audition, they had people auditioning in Atlanta, they had people auditioning in LA, in person. They probably had people sending tapes from other cities. I don't know. Um, at the first callback, there was probably at least like, let's say like 60 people, maybe, like, so give or take like 10 or so per role. You know what I mean? Like 10 to 15 per role, probably.
Oh, okay, that's still a lot of people though.
I mean, it's, they,
That's a
they
lot of
say
people. Like,
it's one of those things where, like, just on the strength of like doing this, I mean, every booking is kind of like winning the lottery. Like, it's not exactly an easy thing. You know what I mean?
hmm
So, just like always, like happy to book something,
yeah,
um, because it's not automatic. You know what I mean?
yeah. Unless they just call you and say, "Hey, we want you for this role." It's up to you if you want to take it or not.
Right, which is a great position to be in, and it's one that I'm not familiar with. Yeah, pretty much all. I mean, everything I'm doing, I got to audition for.
Hey, man, I just be like, man, look at him, bro. 60 people. 60 people, that's a lot to me. Because I don't like being around a whole bunch
Yeah,
of people all the time.
yeah.
I've been like, yo, so I got to fight for this part with 60 people. What can I do to make this? Were you thinking like that? What can I do to make the way I'm acting a little
You
different?
know,
Because, I feel with a role, they want all of you to act as that character. So is it something like, okay, I'm gonna act as this character, but I still gotta put my own twist to it to make me stand out from the 59
yeah.
people?
And here's what I would say about that. It's hard to try to like think about all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's limit. Your mind is limited in what you can think about at one time. So if you try to think about like all the things that you can do to book a part versus like just like living in what you're living in. So I'm thinking, oh, there's 60 dudes, and how can I stand out? And it's it gets complex, right? Because in your daily life, do you think about how you can stand out as Keven? Do you think about like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not exactly how we live life.
Yeah.
So the more that we can kind of make a part emulate life is like the better it's go. At least in my experience, right? So rather than that, like at the time, so at the first callback, and that was part of the story I forgot to say. The first callback, I was going in for Bill. The second callback, they changed. It was like, oh, you're going to do Tom now, which who I ended up booking Tom. So the sides, which are the audition script that I did for Tom, it was like there was I'm playing a doctor, and there's a nurse that works in my hospital who's like kind of overbearing with me. Like we kind of had a little fling, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm trying to separate myself from the situation, and she's like trying to get at me
Yeah,
more.
because
So
she was hurt by that.
right, right. So it's like if you can embrace the circumstances and the story more than like the actor part of it, like I want to book this. This could mean my rent. This could mean like change my career. If you think all those things, they're just not really there to serve you, right? So it's more about like, okay, how do I get away from this nurse? Like if I can base my concerns around like circumstances, because that's more like life, right? If we're dealing with life, then you're dealing with the actual thing, not like the actor things,
Yeah,
you know. So I don't know, right? I guess everybody has their own way. For me, I feel like the more that I can make it real and less about the the world of my acting and trying to book gigs and get money and get career, it's been better because then you can kind of just relate it to, that's what made the show so much, like because we're all like really friends. So we're playing like a group of friends
hmm
and like being that we're all friends, and it became like
yeah, that gotta
something that
work.
we can embrace.
That gotta make work so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess you hear stories of people who are like playing friends or spouses, all kind of stuff, and they actually hate each other in real life. And yeah, I mean, I guess you gotta go through and try to like use your imagination, but it's kind of nicer the less you have to create.
Yeah,
Like it's fun to create, but like, can we keep something connected to like self in reality? So yeah.
gotcha. And you was on you were with Issa too, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I was in the movie called The Lovebirds with Issa
I
Rae and
love Issa Rae.
Kumail Nanjiani.
I love Issa Rae. How was it working with Issa?
She's great. She's great. Like that was a fun time. That movie was super fun. I mean, like that was for me like a big sort of uh pivotal moment in my career. Like at the time, it was the first time I played a part that was my name was a name and not like my occupation.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always playing my occupation. And, so my name on the script was police officer or security guard or something like that. So this time I had a name, it was Keith. And like, I kind of had a decent part in the story. So it was fun to experience that. And then watching, because she and Kumail Nanjiani were the stars, and they're like both like really comedic geniuses. And so them working together with the director, Mike Showalter, who's also a very funny dude, um, actor and writer, director as well. And he created Wet Hot American Summer, which it's like a cult classic, started a lot of actors' careers kind of in Hollywood, but anyway, so they were like they worked together really well. So just being able to like be around what they had going on and be a part of it was like super cool, and it felt like I felt like a valued member of the team, which is cool. And that was one thing I learned. Like, and when I was in the Navy, we learned like leadership things. And one thing that's important about leadership is if you make people feel valuable, then they're gonna like take pride in the work that they do, And I remember like when I showed up to that set and like Mike Showalter came up to me, he's like, "Hey, like we're so happy we were able to get you for this." And I'm like, "You were?" Like, I'm just happy to be here, bro. You know what I mean? But like,
Exactly.
it
Like,
was a cool feeling, especially at where I was in my career at that point. It was like, I mean, I was happy to be booking any jobs, but I was
mhm,
saying a couple of lines. It wasn't a big deal. So getting a part that I could actually like embrace and work on, and then having the director come up to me and say like, "Wow, dude, like we really like having you here." I was like, "Awesome."
gotcha. Acting or television. I mean, not acting. I'm sorry, movies or television.
Well, I mean, I like both. Like, look, I guess I'll take them
Oh yeah, I
all,
don't want to
but
get man. I don't want to get you in trouble with nothing. Go. Never
no, it's
mind.
not. It's not even about trouble. It's not even about trouble. It's just, it's a hard. The television. What's cool is you have time. Like so like you have time to build a world and like who you are in the world, and over time things shift and you can like live as that part in the world, a movie is kind of like you got 2 hours to tell a story and like that's it and then it's done, but um obviously, so they both have value. I mean, I think that like obviously like I grew up on like movies. I've seen the golden age of television develop, you know what I mean, during my lifetime. Now obviously like the greatest writers, greatest actors, all this stuff are doing television. So it's kind of even. Like at one time it was like hierarchically movies and then like TV. You know what I mean? Like it's more of a hierarchy. I don't think it's like that anymore, but it's really just about like what you're doing at the time. Like there's something magic about a movie. It's just like capture the moment in time and it's there forever. Show is cool because it's, you know, it it goes over a decent amount of time. So you have the time, you have the moment in time that it starts and then that it ends. And if you watch a show like The Walking Dead, for example, you like 11 seasons, I think, plus like the spin-offs and all this kind of stuff. It's a whole different thing from the beginning to the end. Um, and that's pretty cool. But then it's also cool that like, you know, a certain movie that's just like that's the movie, you know, like a Training Day or something like that. Like that's the movie. Like you watch it and like if you watch it this year or last year or when it came out, it's like it's always the same movie. So I don't know. I think again they're both pretty cool. And it's nice to be able to do both.
Gotcha. It feels like shows are like more. What's the word I'm looking for? More connection, because you with those people all the time.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a different type of chemistry. Like you
yeah,
can build over years, right?
yeah,
Like you film the season and then boom, and then you know another season next year, whatever. So yeah, it's a different thing. I mean, you're able to. It's more like world building, character building, kind of, you know, because you got more time to do it.
yeah. That's probably
So
like sad when shows end
yeah,
because like
yeah,
you were like raised with everybody, so it's
right,
like, dang, now I'm about to leave my family. Like
right, man.
that's probably how I would think. That's how it feels. How it feels.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's like it's a weird, you know, it's a weird like bittersweet thing. You know, you're kind of like happy at a culmination, but then it's like boom, like this is like, you know, so near and dear to your heart. But everything really at the end of a movie, it kind of feels the same way. You're like, wow, it's like every job, you're like, wow, this was like great. You bond, and then like job's over, on to the next job. So at least the show you prolong that over seasons, plural, hopefully. But like, you know, movie, it's like even if you shoot like a few months on a movie, the end of the few months, it's like, dang, that was fun, but now we, you know, on to the next thing, right? So it's an interesting kind of dynamic as this acting world goes.
Gotcha. What's your favorite movie?
I mean, in the world, it's so hard to say. I mean,
Pick five. Pick five. I give you five.
okay, let's do five. Goodwill Hunting is always at the top. Like it's just a movie that like if it's on, I can't help but to watch. Um, have you seen that?
Nah, I never seen it.
Check it out. Fantastic. Let's see. Malcolm X. Every time Malcolm X is on, I watch it and like I cry during. And I don't cry like crying is not like as I've gotten older, I cry a little more, but like it's not a part of my everyday life. But things that can really touch me in that way, like I kind of have to acknowledge. So Malcolm X is like I just love the story and the way it's done and everything. Um, Man on Fire. Man on Fire is a
Mm-hmm.
fantastic movie. Like it just I really like that genre of like male revenge flicks.
Yeah.
Just like it's hard as a dude to not appreciate that because I think that side of us is like, yo, we know it's wrong to do all these things like killing people, but if justified, we have it in us where we at least we feel like we'd want to. We probably won't. We'll probably call the cops or you know try to like take another route. But when you watch a movie of someone who has those type of skills and they can do the thing, you're like, yeah, get them. You know. So that movie, I've always like that one also makes me cry. Actually, you know, there's certain parts of it, but it's powerful. Like I like to feel
Yeah,
that. Let's see.
good movie.
So
That's good.
that's three. What else do I got that I really just love? Inception. I love Inception. That's a that's you know just the way that kind of like the mystery story told. Um, it's about dreams, which is something that's always fascinated me. So
Oh,
that's the top. Geez, let's see. Where's that? That's
yeah,
four.
that's four.
So if I had one more in that group,
Five seemed like a lot, but it's really not. I mean,
it
five seemed like good, but
eliminates a
it's a lot.
lot. It eliminates so many, but
Yeah.
Let me see. I was like, what comes to my head or something I just love? Let's see. I feel like something cool. You know what I love? The Prestige. The Prestige. That's another Nolan film. But I love the. Oh, you
Heard
know
that.
what?
Watch.
Ooh, you know what I'm gonna take? I'm gonna take out the Prestige as much as I love it, and I'm gonna put in Inglorious Bastards. It's Tarantino. That one's really good. I think that's his best film. So there you go.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, see, I got a certain type of movie. Well, I like a lot of movies, but like my favorite movie, I don't care what no one says. The greatest movie of all time is The Wood.
The Wood. The Wood's
The,
great. The Wood.
the greatest movie ever. Omar's like one of my favorite actors. So,
Yeah, man.
like,
Man.
that's like the
He,
greatest movie. So,
yo, and like he was in like coming of age for like as I was like growing into like adolescence, like all the movies that he was in were like the movies
like,
that raised us, you
like the
know?
like I'm telling you, like from Juice to
Have you
Love
seen
and
the
Basketball.
program? Have you seen the program?
Yeah, yep.
He was the
He's
pro like it was I mean, Juice, the pro let me think what else. Have you seen Into Deep?
come on, man. LL, my favorite artist of all time. So you know I've seen that. Like
Yo,
Into Deep
yeah,
is like Into man. Omar's so underrated, in
yeah,
my opinion. I think he's
yeah. No,
underrated.
he's great. Great actor, great movies he's been in. Great career.
Yeah, amazing career. So I have to say The Wood. Then I have to say I can't pick one of them. So I'm gonna say one and two. The Matrix.
I was almost gonna put that in there. That's one that's like it's timeless.
Yeah, like The Matrix. The first one they reloaded. Revolutions is good. It's just too much talking going on.
I felt like they progressively got a bit
Yeah,
worse. I mean, not that they were bad, but the first one was like
it,
pinnacle, and the next two were kind of
yeah.
like in my opinion,
And the reason I like the second one so much because the second one, now the first one, the storyline was amazing. The second one
Oh,
I like because it got a little more action.
yeah,
Like I love that. The
yeah,
third one, like I said, it's just too much. It's too much going on. It's too much talking.
yeah.
Like get to it. Like I felt like I was watching like the game of Final Destination on TV. Like, but all right. So that's two. Um, five is a little bit.
It's not easy, right? There's so many. I mean, like,
It's a lot. Like, oh man. Like I said, I like a certain type of. I gotta put House Party in there.
yeah, okay, that was that was fantastic too. Classic. These are
Yeah,
classics,
yes,
regardless.
I gotta put like Kid and Play acted so good. I'm like, I don't even think they took acting classes. They just was naturally them.
Right. They just had that chemistry and like that humor, the wit.
You can hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you got me.
my bad. Um, so that's House Party. So that's three.
Yeah, like so that's like
That's the Wood,
yeah,
the
you had
Matrix,
three.
House
You
Party.
had the Wood, you had House Party, you had the Matrix.
All right, my last two. My last two. My last two. I gotta put something in there I was raised off of. Uh, I want to say a Martin movie, but then again, I don't. But I want to say like I want to say I'm leaning towards Blue Street for some reason. But
Oh, okay.
I might that might go number five. But I'm gonna have to say New Jack City for number four,
Okay.
just because
New Jack City,
Alan
great.
Payne is my top three favorite actors.
Who, who's your favorite actor?
In my
Wesley?
top three, no, Alan Payne is in my top three.
Oh, Alan Payne. Okay. Shouts out
Look,
to him.
when I say that, people like Alan. I'm like, yo,
He's good.
Alan,
He's great. He's done so much.
Alan Payne. I'm talking, and a lot of people sleep on Alan Payne movie I love, Blue Hill Avenue. You ever seen it?
What's it called? Blue Hill Avenue?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh man, you gotta see that. I'm gonna shoot you a text and remind you. You gotta watch that. The Alabama movie. Gotta watch that. And number five. I want to put a comedy in there, but
Yeah, I feel like you got a lot of comedies.
yeah,
Well, which is cool. I like personally, like I don't have any comedies in my top five because I guess I'm just like not
yeah.
that
The
kind of
Matrix
guy.
is the only comedy I don't have in there. Oh, hey, I'm gonna have, I'm gonna have to say the Temptations, man.
Wait, the Temptations movie?
Yes, I
Like the
love
one, like the one of the TV
the
movie?
movie. David Ruffin and the Temptations.
You're not talking about the Five Heartbeats,
No,
though.
the Temptations.
Okay, what? Not a TV movie? Am I tripping?
Yeah,
Maybe I
it
don't
came
remember.
on TV a lot, but you know with Leon and who else is in it? Man, there's a lot of good actors and actresses. You got Jennifer Lewis in there, dope, real dope. I know you've seen the Temptations.
I don't
Yo,
think I've
if you
seen it.
haven't seen the Temptations, they they might they might get mad at you in this on this live if you never seen the Temptations.
I'm like, hold up, nah. But yeah, but like Leon was in the Five Heartbeats,
And he was in the Temptations.
and it was like loosely based on the
Yeah,
Temptations, right?
he was in both of them. He was in Five Heartbeats and Temptations.
Yeah.
So that's, but yeah, that'll be my top five. And I don't really know if the Temptations will be in my top five, but I just had to throw it in there because I couldn't think like that right now. But I love that movie. Like I love that movie.
I respect that.
Like I said, I love a bunch of. I'm not gonna say my movies are one dimensional, but they one dimensional.
I wouldn't say one dimensional, but hey, like, listen, but that's the beauty about it. It's like we have taste. Like all our taste is gonna be like different, like
Mm-hmm.
everything's not for everybody. And that's
Yeah.
like that's the world. That's the work, and that's what's cool about like, to getting to play different things and try different things. It's like, yo, this isn't and I know everybody doesn't love everything I've been in. You know what I mean? Like people don't love like the show or whatever, but it's like that's cool. Some people do, and I'm grateful that some people do.
You rock with sports.
Say again now?
You rock with sports.
Do I watch them
Yeah.
now or like not as much as I used to. Like I used to be like I grew up like a huge sports fan. I'm from Minnesota, so I was like the Twins and the Timberwolves and the Vikings. You know what I mean? Like it was all like sports. But I've just found that like it's not as important. Like I love it. Like I still love the spirit of
Mm-hmm.
sport, and like I just don't make it a priority as much as I used to. Like when I was
Gotcha.
younger, it's like the most important thing in the world. Now it's like sports cool. Like I mean, again, they're great, but if I got something else to do, like I'll skip. You know.
Exactly. I think that's like when you get older, it's just like I catch.
In many ways, it's weird, and this might sound like cheesy or whatever, but like I almost feel like when Kobe retired, I sort of like retired as like a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like only because like when Kobe was still playing for the Lakers was like the last time that I remember like his final year, and he had announced it was going to be his final year. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I made it a point to watch or DVR because I was living in LA, so the games would be like broadcast on the local cable or whatever, and Fox Sports Net, and I would like either be home to watch them, or if I wasn't home, I would DVR and I would watch them. I wanted to watch like every single game that he played in his last season, and it was kind of a weird thing when he retired, like the final game, because I sort of felt like I'm not like really the same type of fan anymore. Like I love, like I love basketball, right? And there's amazing players. Like it's great to watch them and all that kind of stuff. But like, like that childlike fan is different than like as an adult, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like now the players, I'm like, they're
Mm-hmm.
great, but I don't like idolize them. Like Kobe was like the last type of player that I really kind of like put on this pedestal, like, wow, you know what I mean? So yeah, again, I still love sports, but like I'm not the same type of fan as like as a kid.
Yeah, how you feel about Kobe? That's how I feel about Tracy McGrady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I feel about T Mac. It's like I still love it. Like, but after T Mac, it's Kevin Durant, then Carmelo Anthony for me. That's my top three.
That's
Like those are
tight.
only three
Yeah.
I love like genuinely watching. Like I love watching it now, but it was like I had to rush home to watch them. Like I got to
Yeah.
watch them. Like
Yeah.
I got to.
Where'd you
But
grow
now
up?
it's like
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in South Carolina.
Okay. Right on.
South Carolina. Country.
So what team? Do you have teams that you liked? Hornets?
Orlando Magic.
Okay.
I'm still a Magic fan because of Tracy McGrady.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
still a Magic fan because of Tracy McGrady. But other than that, like I don't get into football too much. Like I watch it, but
Exactly. It's like the time that it takes to really like
yeah,
learn it. It's like, man.
yeah, it's like I'm cool. Like now, my wife, like she loves football and stuff. But, like I think she watching football right now.
Oh yeah, it's Sunday, right?
Yeah,
Right,
so,
like it's the game. And again, I like it. It's great. You know what I mean? Like if I'm watching it, it's like amazing, and I love when the Vikings are
yeah,
winning. But the level of importance it takes in my life has waned considerably. Used to be
exactly.
like,
Like this right here is more important because I'm building something. This is more important. I'm building a brand for the family, so this is more
I
important.
respect that. I respect that. Good on you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
hey, so look, check it out.
So
We did we did five favorite movies. So give me five of your favorite actors and actresses. So you got a total of 10.
okay. So five actors, five actresses. Okay. Um. All right. So I'll go Denzel Washington. Not necessarily first, but like
Just
first
to the
come to
top
mind.
five.
So you know, um, I'll go. What I really like. Um. Hmm. That's kind of tough.
You just knew off the rip you was gonna say Denzel.
Yeah, yeah. Because like it's like that comes to mind. Let's see, Mahershala Ali. I love Mahershala Ali. Um, that's two. Let's go. Let's go with man.
Yeah,
Let's
it
go with
gets hard.
Tom Cruise. I'm gonna put
Oh,
Tom
okay,
Cruise. I'm gonna put
okay.
Tom Cruise because
Tom
I
is
think
Tom.
I think Tom Cruise is underrated. I think he's a great actor. And obviously he's been the best movies. Like his movies, his body of work is ridiculous. Um, let's see. I'll
So,
do
so Tom like Tom Cruise.
what's that?
I say so
Oh,
Tom
exactly.
like
Tom.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. We got who else we got?
So we got two
Um,
more.
Al Pacino. I'll put Al Pacino. And hmm, hmm. Uh, I got one more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say. Huh. Sometimes it's hard to come up with.
Yeah, it's hard when you really gotta when somebody put you on the spot. It's hard.
Right. I'm like, dang, like I like so many guys.
It's hard.
But like who's like really the guys that I put up there? Um excuse me. You know what? Gary Oldman. Throw Gary Oldman in there. He came to mind. I think he's
Okay.
great. I've never seen him not great. And he's like weird.
Okay.
So now we're gonna do actresses.
Yeah, we gonna do that. Like you gotta be
Man.
mindful. You gotta be mindful with this one. You gotta be mindful with this one because a lot of our females don't get the credit they deserve. So you gotta be mindful.
You know what? I mean, hey, it's just like, yeah, there's a lot, but it's hard to say. I'm gonna say you know, I've had like trying to think in terms of like a movie that let me think of a movie that I really wanted to watch with somebody in it that really struck me. Um, Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
Um, hmm.
Now these are just your favorite now. These are just your favorite.
Yeah, so
So
I mean, just trying to think of like the projects and stuff because it's a little bit, even that's different, right? Because they're female, I don't look at them in the same way.
mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm looking at actors that like, wow, like in
Yeah.
the terms of emulation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like other men, I'm like, wow, that dude's like has a career I'd want to have. You know what I mean? Like obviously with females, like they're all great, but I'm like, how does that connect to me? And
Gotcha.
like, so it's a little different. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to just make like, make it about something that it ain't. So
Gotcha.
honestly, Jada Pinkett, I've loved her since I was a youngster.
That's a
So I'm gonna put
good
Jada.
choice.
What's
That's a
that?
good choice.
I'm gonna put Jada Pinkett in there. As much as whatever people go say, whatever about how they feel about whatever their life has got going on right now, but
Yeah,
I
we ain't worried.
remember like loving to see her in
Yeah,
movies
we ain't worried about
from a
what you got
young
to
age.
worry about that. We love Jada over here. Positive vibes only over here.
My man,
You know,
yeah,
shout out to Jada.
yeah, and she was also in the Matrix, Revolutions or Reloaded, right? Was she in? I don't remember. She's definitely in the second one.
Yeah, she definitely.
Um, let's see who else we got. You remember Maia Campbell? You know who that is?
What she played on?
She was on In the House. Do you remember that show with LL Cool J called In the House?
Yes, in the house. Yes, that's
She was the daughter.
gotcha. Cause she was also in another movie I love called Tripping with
Was she in Trippin'?
I think that wasn't the area Tripping with
I'm
Dion
not
Richmond.
sure. I'm trying to remember now. Snap.
The one that Dion Richmond wanted to talk to. I think that was her.
Ah, okay. Yeah. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think that was. Shout out to Dion Richmond too. He's supposed to come on one day.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So let's see who else we got. That's three. I'm trying to avoid the cliche, right? The easy answers like Meryl Streep, Viola Davis. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the ones who are widely
Yeah.
considered like the greatest. Like you know. I mean, again, it's hard to avoid them. I'm just trying to figure if I can have a little more preference. Let's see. Let's give it to
Two more. You got two more. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of the actresses is kind of hard.
yeah.
Now that I'm because I'm trying to think before I go. So I'm
See, you got an unfair advantage. You should have given me and then give me time.
like,
Uh,
yeah, I should have did my list of guys right after you did
let's
your
see.
list.
Who else we got? That's three. So let's give it to um Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett is phenomenal. Yeah, Kate Blanchett is phenomenal. Um, and I like hmm Sandra Oh. You know who Sandra Oh
Nah, I know
is?
who said George.
Sandra Oh is good because like she's like I think she got famous with like Grey's Anatomy or something like that. But she's like in Sideways. She's good.
Okay, all right. So that's your 5 and 5. Now, now my first five, I'm gonna start with the guys.
Okay,
It's just three off rip that. Now this is just my five now.
I'm listening.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
have the
Start.
typical five. I don't have the typical five. So I gotta go Omar Epps. I gotta
Right.
go Epps.
Love that
I gotta go
choice.
Omar. I gotta go Alan Payne.
Okay.
That's one of my favorites. And I gotta go Morris Chestnut. So
Great career.
yeah.
Great
So
actor.
that's three. Now when it comes to my last two, it gets kind of tricky because I always switch them out like all the time. Like every time I name a top five, the last two are just it's always different.
Sure.
So mm, I'm gonna have to go Morgan Freeman.
Nice. Very nice.
I'm gonna have to go Morgan Freeman. I want to say Denzel so bad, but that's just the typical
I
answer.
feel you. Sometimes it's like you just want to like who else is it?
Yeah, it's like oh Lawrence Fishburne.
mm,
That that's a top five that I can lock in. I can lock in with that one.
super solid. That's a solid group.
Because a lot of people would never expect me to name Morgan and Lawrence Fishburne in my top five.
Yeah.
Because no disrespect to nobody else, but it's the typical is the Denzel, the Samuel, the Will Smith,
Yeah.
and I love all of them.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I love all of them. But like I try to be a little different. But
Yeah, again, like that's your favorite, right? Subjective to like what do you
yeah,
like? And it's tough
exactly,
because we like a lot. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
a lot. Now, when it comes to the actresses, everybody who knows me knows I gotta put Taraji in there.
Okay, for sure.
I gotta put Taraji in there.
Yeah.
I gotta put Angela Bassett in there.
Angela Bassett, something else
Yeah, Angela. I gotta put Angela Bassett in there.
special.
Like I just have to. You already said Jada, so we're gonna leave Jada off this one.
Hmm.
You know who had a run,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna put in my top five, who was just dope as hell? Vivica.
She had a great run.
Vivica,
Great run.
great one. So that's three. So what I got: Taraji, Angela, and Vivica. All right, now this one to get tricky. This one it gets tricky. But you know who I was about to put in my top five? Where if I had a six man, who I was gonna put in that first category in that first list
Of the actors?
in the act, I was gonna put Bruce Willis in there.
Oh
I
yeah. I
rock with
mean,
Bruce Willis.
he's fun. He's fun to watch. He's
Yeah,
fun to
I rock
watch.
with Bruce Willis. All right, so we got three. So we on three. All right. Oh man. Oh man. Ooh. Mm. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna have to put Kerry Washington.
mm.
Gotta put Kerry Washington. That's mandatory.
Did you used to watch Scandal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was rocking with Kerry since Say the Last Dance.
Oh snap.
That's why I love Taraji, because I was rocking with Taraji since she had cameos on like Half and Half. The TV shows Half and Half. You
Oh
ever saw that? Yeah, with
yeah.
Essen Atkins and all of them. Like so,
Yes. She
like
like yeah. They've been around. Kerry Washington been around. Kerry Washington was in what was that? She's been around, man.
yeah, and
Great,
like
and
you
she
were
always great.
like yourself. If you're a fan of watching shows and movies, like when you see them, you like, man, I remember I saw them on way back. Like Alan
Right.
Payne, for example. Like I'm talking way back, like I'm extremely old. But I remember Alan Payne was on the Cosby.
Right.
So it's like the people that I like I've been watching them forever. Those
Well, that's the cool thing that you see about this. You know what I mean? Like the game is like kind of cyclical, you know, and you just as an actor, people are just trying to like stay relevant, trying to build a body of
yeah,
work and keep playing parts, and then like some of those parts are going to grow legs and do huge things. Some aren't, but like you know, once they become who they become, then like you're like, oh, I remember seeing him in this, that, and other, even though if it wasn't like as huge, but
yeah, yeah. Man, I don't know about no five.
yeah,
I do not know.
it's difficult, right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's difficult. That's oh man. That's it.
trust me.
I gotta put the legend, the gorgeous Jennifer Lewis in there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta put Jennifer Lewis in there. Yeah, yeah. I gotta put them. So that's my five. That's my five.
There we go.
I gotta put Jennifer Lewis in there. Yo, we was having a conversation one day, right? We was talking about best rapper turned actor,
Yo,
and
I was just having this conversation with my buddies the other day. Just having this conversation.
it's
Now,
so crazy because when you really sit there and think about it, you like, yo, it's a lot of great rappers turned actors.
right. And there's a few like so clearly, right? The obvious choice, like the main choice is like Will Smith. You know what I
Well,
mean? But
that's
some people try to discount his rapping, even though he won a Grammy, was like legit rapper, right? Like some people try to discount it. But like Will Smith is the obvious choice, kind of clear cut. Because like high level music, high level, the highest level acting, like
I
both.
think because he do it
Uh,
so good, they just try to cancel out the rapper.
right, because they kind of like see, and most people honestly were introduced to him as the
To act.
Fresh Prince, not like as Fresh Prince of Bel Air, not as like DJ Jazzy Jeff from the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
So they think of him as an actor who raps, I think, but like, you know, it's a little difficult. But you know, if we want to talk about it, you got like there's good names. There's Ice T, LL, Mos Def.
Most definitely.
You know, people sleep on Mos Def, who's like a legit thespian. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
yeah, like even like I don't know if you've seen I don't know if you've seen the movie what was it called? Dope. A$AP Rocky was in it.
That's like a spinoff of the Wood. If you ever really
Yeah,
got deep
yeah,
into it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he was good. I was surprised he was good in it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he's decent. But like you know, like a lot of rappers are decent. I mean, you seen Paid in Full?
Come on, that's hood classic right there.
Cameron was really
Cameron did
good in it.
amazing, yo.
Did amazing. Like you know, and again, he's playing a legendary Harlem gangster,
Yeah.
right? Like so it's kind of like he grew up in Harlem, like, you know what I mean? So, but still, like he did a fantastic
I
job.
think Cameron should have been
Um,
in more movies.
yeah, and that's kind of what the consensus is. You're like, well, this dude's like legit, but
Yeah.
you know,
And obvious, you gotta say Tupac.
yeah, Tupac had a fantastic run, man. And he honestly, he's always like he kept getting better. So had he stayed around longer, like he'd probably be like maybe even that Will Smith category now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like he had some real good work.
Yeah, on another level. Who else? Now.
Queen Latifah,
Come on,
you know,
that's
like Queen Latifah was like
yeah,
superficial. Who
that's on
you
another
know?
level. Oh, you got
Remember she was in Juice? Do you remember she was in
yep,
Juice? Yeah,
yep. She was a Jew. Um, you got to say DMX.
that's true. He had a moment where he was like the highest paid actor. Like he was
I'm
like making
telling you,
big bread. And
like DMX was
yeah, yeah,
crazy with it. Got to say Ice
yeah,
Cube. Got to say Ice Cube.
yeah. Cube, yeah,
Got to say Ice Cube.
yeah. Cube has had, you know, 50 Cent.
Fifth,
It's had. I mean, you know, he's obviously on the filmmaking side too. But yeah,
yeah, you got to say fifth. Um,
you
it's a lot.
know, it was like it's an interesting, you know, it's an interesting kind of thing when you think about like who's all been around. But I was just having this conversation, so I love this conversation.
Yeah, like
Because
that's
I mean,
people.
but what about the other way around? What about like actor turned musician?
Actor turned musician.
It's never quite the same, you know? It's never
It's not.
quite the same. Like, I'm trying to think, like you got like a Jamie Foxx who's he was always a musician, but it's almost like his music career took off after he already had
Way
like some
after the stand
legs.
up in the show. Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
when it.
mean? So his music really gained traction because of, In Living Color and like whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so he's sort of an example. Um, but it's
Oh,
sort of
it's
it's
different
different though.
because you got a lot of, like you said, you got a
Idris
lot
Elba,
of.
but Idris Elba's like a lightweight like DJ hip hop art. I don't know. You know what I mean? Some
Yeah,
UK something.
yeah. Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer makes some pretty good music.
Does
Yeah,
she?
yeah. She made some, like, from what I heard, she made some pretty good. She was acting first, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I
But
didn't even know she made
yeah,
music.
I got Kiki got some stuff.
Keke
Kiki,
Palmer's fantastic.
yeah,
I just actually worked with her on a project. She's dope.
yeah, Kiki is
Yeah, I
dope.
like her a lot.
Yeah, I love.
I should have said her actually as favorite actresses. I didn't think like, yeah, she's
It's
great.
crazy because now that we sitting here talking, I'm
You
thinking that
think
it's a whole lot of
everything comes back to
people in
mind.
my
You're like,
head.
wait a
Like I
second. You know
forgot
what I
Kyle
mean?
Nathan. Like I forgot a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of people. Would you put what? I don't know how many, but from what he was in. What about Busta Rhymes? He's a rapper's turn.
That's true.
Yeah,
Buzz Rhymes had, I don't know if you've seen Higher Learning. He was great.
yes. How you learn it, and he was also in Shaft.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in. That's right. That's
I was
right.
surprised we didn't name Samuel in our top 10, the top 5.
I know. Like, I think, like,
That's
but
just a lot. That's a lot.
yeah.
We can't even do a list like that when you sit here
Yeah.
and think.
Well, listen, I mean, here's what's great. What's great is like, people are out here creating and like allowing like their creativity to like transcend into other things. And, there's actors who are so high level and we're just kind of like amazed by them on a constant basis. And then obviously like, that's why I love these conversations because, you know, it's
Yeah,
just
man.
an appreciation for the craft.
I'm telling you, like it's just you like stand up also.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like a like a encyclopedia knowledge about it,
Yeah,
but like I like to listen to some good comedians.
yeah. I like stand up, but I love when they in movies more because it's just like it's just going crazy. Like I love Bernie Mac. R.I.P. to Bernie Mac.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And love Chris Tucker. Chris
Yeah,
Tucker.
yeah, yeah. That was the run. That was the highest paid actor run.
That was because what Chris Tucker. Them Rush Hours was on another level.
Yeah,
Them
man.
Rush Hours was on another level, man. Speaking of Rush Hour, I want to know what Jackie Chan is doing.
I mean, I'm not sure, but he had a great run too. I mean, because he's not a young man.
Nah,
Like he's been around.
Jackie like 70 or
Yeah,
something like that, right?
yeah. And he's been making great stuff with like, all those stunts and everything like
Yeah.
that.
He was doing them himself, I heard.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the point. Like this guy was like special.
Yeah, that's nah. I wouldn't be doing all that.
I
I wouldn't be doing all of
mean,
that.
I see you in the gym. You getting buff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Like you
I
got
be
the
trying, man.
athleticism.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what I be doing. All I like to do is work out, be with my family, try a bunch of different healthy foods, and do my shows like this and the reviews. Like I just love doing that. Like I be so at peace.
Bro, here's the thing that life I've kind of noticed is that like routine is important. You know what I mean? Like if we can create routine, because that's the thing. I think, and I'm not going to speak for women, but as men, we kind of like things to be a little
Yeah.
predictable. It's like, hey, if I can, eat at the same time, even eat the same thing
Mhm.
every day, like that's cool. If I like it, I'm good,
That's easy.
So you find the things that connect with you and you do those things on a
Exactly.
consistent basis. You know what I mean? Like you have like some health, which eating, working out, you have some community, your friends, family, like people around you. You
Mm-hmm.
have some like work,
Yeah.
right? Working toward whatever, something you're passionate about, something that's difficult and challenging. And like, and obviously most important is like you have faith, right? You have your faith
Gotcha.
and like, you know what I mean? And connect to all that. So I think that like, these are things that like, if we have that on a daily basis, we're good, bro. We don't need
Man,
a
when
whole
it
lot.
comes
Like you said, you keep your life, like you've simplified your life, right, Keven? Like you're like, this is my life. It's pretty much this simple. And like,
mm-hmm.
there's nothing else that needs to be said.
Yeah. Oh, I think you went out. Hold on, let me see. Let me invite him back. What's up, everybody? Make sure y'all follow. We doing this every other week. Every week or something like that. Let me see where you at.
Whoops.
Oh, no,
Sorry.
you good. But like when it comes to men, like bro, certain people don't realize how simple we are.
Right.
Like I'd be like, that's like my wife asked me what I want for Christmas. I'd be like, man, I'm cool with just some workout clothes
Yeah.
and I'm straight.
Well, I need a gift. You're
Yeah,
here already. Like, come on, baby. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm so cool. But I'm like, man, long as like I'm so non-materialistic. I'm on some stuff like, man, long as I got breath and I'm healthy with my family, that is amazing. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
That's enough
No,
for me. And
I think it's important. I think it's great. And, honestly, like, that's why I appreciate, like, just having these conversations because we're all, we're all kind of similar, man. We're just
yeah,
trying to simplify our lives in the ways that best like fill us up, like
exactly.
with what we're interested in, like love, compassion, community,
Mm,
creativity. You know what I mean? And
yep,
like keep it moving.
that's it. Yeah, I like to
So,
be
man,
on.
listen, it was great. I really do appreciate you taking the time to invite me on, and
Yeah, because we
so
could go all day. I was just waiting for you to cut it off because we could. I could go all day.
no,
I like to let y'all cut it
likewise,
off.
man. This is good. It's good raps, man. I just, yeah. It's definitely, shouts out to you doing what you're doing and give me a chance to just talk for a minute.
Yeah, nah, I really appreciate y'all because, like I say, all of y'all who came on, y'all showing me so much love because you got a lot of people out here who, oh, you got to pay me to come on there. It's like, bro, I'm not even getting paid. Like, I'm paying you, but I respect it.
Sure,
But
sure, sure.
yeah, but I really appreciate y'all, man. Next time we'll be on a whole nother level. We'll be in person or something. You feel me? Manifestation.
Right,
That's what we manifesting
right
right now.
on, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So it's all love. Happy holidays to you and your family. I'll be gonna shoot you a text and say happy holidays or something like that. But once again, man, I really appreciate it, man, and it's all love forever.
Absolutely, brother. Likewise to you. Appreciate you. You know what I
Oh,
mean? People who check this out, appreciate y'all.
yeah, appreciate everybody coming in here. Make sure y'all follow because it's just gonna get bigger and better. You know the vibes.
That's right. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
All right, man. You too. Be good.
All right. Love.